All right, here's kind of some spurboard riding 101. The most important thing to keep in mind is that we're trying to be the best at riding bucking horses, not being the best at riding the spurboard, right? So we can fine tune and we can be very meticulous on the spurboard, and we can actually go to the point in which it doesn't make you better on the back of a bucking horse, right? So I believe that very few bareback riders are actually there, right? The spurboard is it's our meat and potatoes, bread and butter. It's what we should be riding to make us better. But there's a few things that I think are non-negotiables when it comes to riding the spurboard that have real transfer to the arena and will actually make you a better bucking horse rider. So a couple of those things. First is the setup, right? And how we get into our spot. We get our hips up underneath of our rigging, right? We might have to put our feet on top of the spurboard to really pull our hips. Of course, in the buck and shoot, you'll have slats you can use. Our spot is not here. This is not here. You can see my weight is directly on my butt cheeks. So all of my weight is on my legs, and it's much harder for me to reach my feet up there and get a hold. I have to really get my weight on my belt line, right? It's above right on my tailbone where my legs are now free. That's step number one. That's a non-negotiable, getting our hips up underneath of us. Number two, I've got to be able to keep my elbow in close to my body. What I see sometimes is I see guys laying way back here, and we're riding the spurboard way back here. We're not engaging our core, and our arm is completely straight. So when it comes to the riding arm, we want to keep it in close to the body. We want to drive that shoulder blade down and back, lock the scap in. That engages the lat to help you lift, and it's going to help you keep your hips up underneath your rigging. Okay, so that's our setup. When it comes to our free arm, I don't really care. We don't need a chicken wing, and we don't want it way out here to the side. Wherever it's comfortable is totally fine. Now, the next thing that we need to keep in mind is we've got our riding arm tucked in, shoulder blade back. We've got to think about our ankles. Yes, our ankles. I want to lock my ankles out and up, rolling that ankle out and up so that when I mark him out, my ankles are already set. That's one less movement. I want my ankles flexed, my feet flexed towards my face so that I can maximize the amount of shank and calf that I'm going to get in the horse's neck. So ankles are locked out and up, and in this position, I'm squeezing with my knees. I'm lifting on my rigging. My chin is down. I'm squeezing with my knees, but I'm not squeezing with my heels. I'm just squeezing with my knees. When I go to mark out, I'm going to turn loose of that squeeze with my knees, and I'm going to mash, open up the hips, slight bend in the knees. I'm going to mash with my heels using my hamstring and my adductor to mash. So I'm here, whack, right there, boom. I don't have to get way out, but I'm definitely not squeezing with my knees. Anytime we squeeze with our knees when we mark them out, our toes are going to roll up, our feet are going to drop because we don't have any shank in the horse, and we'll end up riding them with our feet in the cinch, just squeezing with our knees. We want to open the hips up and get some mash. Okay, now we've got our spot. We know where to find our spot. We know I got to get my shoulder back, elbow down, my chin down. Now, before I mark them out, squeezing with my knees. Of course, my ankles are rolled out and up. Before I mark them out, I've got to squeeze my butt cheeks, right? That's driving my hips up. I've got to squeeze my butt cheeks and drive my hips up towards my rigging. If I just leave right here with my hips relaxed, when they leave out of there, they'll leave me behind. So I'm going to get in my spot. Everything's ready. Squeeze my butt cheeks, chin down. Okay, so now we've perfected our mark out. Ankles out and up, shoulder back and down, chin down, squeezing with my knees, not my heels, free arm set. And I'm going to open up my hips, whack, and mark him out. Now from here, when I'm ready to start spurring, I've got to make sure I continue to lift, driving my elbow down and around, my shoulder back and down. Even when I bring my feet, I'm going to lift my feet up. I'm not going to spur back. I'm going to lift my feet up, till they clear the top of the spurboard, and without hesitation, I'm going to set them back down. Rolling my shoulder back and down, I'm going to pick my feet up, lift them up, and then without hesitation, I'm going to send my feet forward first. That horse is jumping ahead. Forward, whack, and back down right here, keeping my shoulder blade back and down, my chin down. So I pick my feet up, whap, working on our spur stroke. I've opened my hips at the bottom, my toes are out, ankles flexed up. My knees, they're pointed out at about a 45. My toes are able to be out. But now when I start picking up on my feet, I'm going to roll those knees in. My knees are now going to be pointed more up, and I'm going to bring my feet up here. The reason being is that your feet will always follow your knees. So if I can roll my knees up and bring them up here, my feet will come up in front of my rigging handle. If I keep my knees out to the side and bring my feet up, what's going to happen on horses that are moving away is our feet are actually going to start to spoon. When our feet spoon, it pushes our hips away from our rigging, and now we're behind. So roll those knees in, drive those feet up, send them forward, whap. Now, putting it all together, the way that we put it all together, two things. Number one, chin, right? A chin down is not enough. We've got to bury that chin. So when I am riding the spurboard, I'm trying to drive my chin through my chest to my backbone. Boom. And every time I set my feet, whack, I drive it deeper and deeper. We set our chin when we set our feet deeper and deeper and deeper. And then breathing. So when I mark him out, I'm going to breathe out. I'm going to bring my feet up, breathe in, and then out when I set my feet. So in as my feet come up, out when I set my feet. Put all those pieces of the puzzle together. That's bareback riding.